What's happening to Kenyammen? A star's fall or a man's rebirth? Is Kenyammen, the dazzling heartthrob who once lit up screens with his magnetic smile, slipping into the shadows? Or is he breaking free from the cage of fame to forge a path that's truly his own? What happens when a man adored by millions feels more alone than ever? Welcome to Magazine News and Gossip, where we dive deep into the whirlwind of Kenyammen's life, a tale of love, loss, and transformation that's as gripping as any blockbuster. Buckle up, because this story is about to take you on an emotional roller coaster. The golden boy who stole our hearts. Once upon a time, Kenyammen was the epitome of perfection. A chiseled actor, a disciplined athlete, a multilingual scholar, and a devoted son. This man was more than just a star. He was a phenomenon. His piercing gaze and radiant smile didn't just win roles. They won hearts worldwide. From Turkish dramas to international fame, Ken skyrocketed with every project, leaving fans swooning and critics raving. He was the golden boy, untouchable, unstoppable, or so he thought. But something's changed. The Kenyammen we once knew, confident, charismatic, untarnished, seems to be fading. In his place stands a man who appears restless, distant, perhaps even broken. What sparked this shift? Did the weight of fame finally crack his polished exterior? Or is this the story of a man daring to rewrite his own narrative, no matter the cost? Let's peel back the layers of Kenyammen's journey and uncover the truth behind the headlines. A love story under fire, Ken and Sara Bluma. At the heart of this storm lies Ken's relationship with Sara Bluma, a DJ whose vibrant energy and unapologetic authenticity captivated him. Their romance, once a fairy tale played out on red carpets, quickly became a lightning rod for controversy.
Why?
Because the world couldn't resist dissecting it. Is this love real? Who is Sara, anyway? Why her? The questions poured in, relentless and unforgiving, as if Ken's heart was public property. Sara, with her bold spirit and social media swagger, didn't fit the mold society crafted for Ken's perfect partner. And that made her a target. Fans and media alike pounced, not for her flaws, but simply because she dared to love a man idolized by millions. Yet, amidst the chaos, one question went unasked. Is Ken happy? It's a question that haunts this story, a silent cry from a man who stopped smiling as brightly as he once did. The cost of fame, a man unraveled. Kenyammen's life reads like a script torn apart and rewritten. Once surrounded by friends and fans, he now seems to walk alone, even in a crowd. His projects in Italy have slowed, his ties to Turkey feel more like memories than reality, and even his most loyal supporters are divided. Some still adore him, clinging to the Ken of old, while others whisper, he's not the same anymore. But what does that even mean? Have we lost Kenyammen? Or have we simply refused to see him as he is now? The media hasn't been kind. Labels like "a man bought by women" have been slapped on him, cruel and careless, as if his worth could be reduced to a headline. These words aren't just insults. They're daggers, carving away at a man already wrestling with his own demons. Ken speaks less now, his silence louder than any words. His eyes, once sparkling with ambition, carry a new weight, a mix of exhaustion, defiance, and perhaps a flicker of hope. What's he hiding behind that guarded gaze? And why are we so quick to judge a man we claim to love? The silent strength of Sara Bluma. Then there's Sara Bluma, the woman who's chosen silence over scandal. While the world demands answers, she refuses to spill the details of her time with Ken. Her restraint is powerful, a rebellion against a society that thrives on gossip. But her silence also raises questions. What stories is she protecting? Is she shielding Can's vulnerabilities, his pain, his truth? If she ever speaks, will her words shatter the narrative we've built around Kenyammen? Could her voice force us to rethink everything we thought we knew? Sara's silence isn't just defiance, it's a mirror reflecting our obsession with Can's life. She doesn't owe us explanations, yet her refusal to play the media's game makes her an enigma, and, to some, a threat. But perhaps she's been Can's greatest ally, a quiet refuge in a world that's anything but kind. What happens if she breaks her silence? Will we finally see the real Kenyammen, stripped of the myths we've created? A star's solitude, the price of glory. Fame is a double-edged sword, dazzling from afar but cutting deep up close. For Ken, the spotlight has been both a throne and a prison. Behind the applause and adoring crowds, there's a man grappling with a question that haunts every icon. Who am I when the cameras stop rolling? When the set clears and the world moves on, Ken is left alone with his thoughts, his doubts, his fears. And that solitude, invisible to us, might be the heaviest burden he carries. This isn't just the story of a celebrity's fall, it's a raw, human tale of what happens when the world's expectations collide with a man's reality. Can's journey forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about fame, about judgment, about the way we tear down those we claim to lift up. His silence, his distance, his transformation, they're not signs of weakness, but proof of his humanity. Kenyammen isn't just a star. He's a man with the right to stumble, to hurt, to grow. A transformation in progress, breaking or becoming. Is Kenyammen breaking, or is he becoming something new? That's the question at the heart of the saga. He's standing at a crossroads, caught between the idealized hero we want him to be and the flawed, searching man he is. This moment, painful, raw, uncertain, could be the crucible that forges a stronger Can. Or it could be the weight that finally breaks him. Either way, his story is far from over. To love Kenyammen isn't to cling to the polished icon of his past. It's to embrace the man he is today, scars and all. He's allowed to make mistakes, to choose the wrong partners, to trust the wrong friends. He's allowed to question himself, to withdraw, to redefine who he is. Being an idol doesn't mean being infallible. It means having the courage to rise again, even when the world is watching, waiting for you to fall. What's next for Kenyammen? Will Ken return to Turkey, reclaim his spotlight, and dazzle us once more? Or will he choose a quieter path, far from the cameras and the chaos? The truth is, we don't know, and maybe that's not the point. The real question isn't what Ken will do next, it's what we expect from him. Do we demand a perfect hero, forever frozen in his glory days? Or can we accept a man who's messy, human, and still finding his way? Can's story is a mirror, reflecting our own flaws, our rush to judge, our hunger for drama. To truly see him, we need to look beyond the headlines and into his eyes, eyes that carry the weight of fame, the sting of betrayal, and a quiet hope for something better. He's still out there, fighting his battles, writing his next chapter. And maybe, just maybe, he's waiting for us to see him not as a fallen star, but as a man reborn. A final word, the eyes that tell a story. Look closely at Kenyammen's eyes. They're the same eyes that once sparkled with dreams, now shadowed by a different light. A mix of weariness, resilience, and unspoken truths. In a world obsessed with his image, he's become invisible. He sees us, but do we see him? Or have we been too busy writing his story to notice the man behind it? Kenyammen hasn't been lost. He's been overlooked. His journey isn't over, it's evolving. And as we watch, we're reminded that even stars fall, not to crash, but to find their place in a new sky. So, let's stop judging and start listening. Let's give Ken the space to rebuild, to rediscover, to shine again in his own way. Because in the end, the truest story isn't the one we write for him. It's the one he's writing for himself. Thank you for joining Magazine News and Gossip for this deep dive into Kenyammen's world. Don't miss out. Subscribe, share, and stay tuned for more stories that spark your curiosity and tug at your heartstrings. Until next time, keep chasing the truth behind the glamour.